You are Locked On Astros Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Houston on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
So darn close to having history tonight for the Houston Astros. 1 out away, and Corey Seager had to go and play Captain Spoil. I guess that the Rangers went ahead and got even with the Astros because remember back in the day, Yu Darvish was going to toss a perfect game, I believe, at Minute Maid Park, and Marwin Gonzalez in the ninth inning screwed it up for him. So it happened tonight. Framber was just right there, 1 out away from tossing his second career no-hitter, but it does not happen. The most important thing on the night is that the Astros get the victory, and there was no bigger swing in that game than Yordan Alvarez's 2-run home run to give the Astros a 2-run lead there, which obviously was the deficit, was the final deciding factor in the baseball game tonight. Welcome to the Locked On Astros Postcast tonight. I'm your host, Michael Connor. If you're new to the channel tonight, please hit that subscribe button. If you're listening to this on podcast later on, go ahead and find Locked On Sports Houston on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button on the page. You can be here live every night when we do these shows when games end, whether it's Astros, Rockets, Texans, Cougs. We've got you covered right here on the Locked On Sports Houston page. Of course, you can find this on podcast on all the regular show sites that you find, whether it's Locked On Astros page, Locked On Rockets, Locked On Texans, Locked On Cougs. You find them all right there. Go check out those wonderful shows and then check out this show, which I hope you think is wonderful as well. It would have been a lot more fun to do this tonight after a no-hitter because you know what? I felt like we all in the city of Houston deserve this. We deserve tonight. It's been down in the dumps recently. We did a just show of death last night. I don't want to say death, but it was a show of last night based on the way that team played. And recently watching this team has been so incredibly difficult. And look, we'll talk about in a minute. Still not a lot to write home about when it comes to the offense for this baseball team. But wins are wins, right? They got to win. They do have an important thing in front of them tomorrow. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And they are now sitting there feeling a lot better about everything because, well, they're 58 and 55. I'm going to be honest with you. I've not pulled up my score sheet tonight to look at what the American League West is doing. And there's old MLB.com. It's the death of me. I don't know why I go to this website, but I do. Mariners losing to the Tigers as we do this show, 1-0 in the fourth inning. So I will actually pull that game up like I normally do on my other screen, and I will do a show while keeping an eye occasionally on this game because, well, it's kind of important. We're at that stage of the year for the Astros where they need to get victories, of course. And, well, they get the victory tonight. And they have a chance to get back within, well, it'll be what, a game or a half a game in the division? But technically it'll be a game and a half because Seattle owns the tiebreaker over the Houston Astros this season. So there is that. This team, though, needed this win tonight. They needed Framber's outing in the worst way possible. You know, I know that he is always a hot button topic for a lot of people on this channel too. I mean, so many of you guys, and I love you all. It doesn't matter what your opinion is, even if I don't think it's great, I still love you. You come and you watch this show every night, and I'm greatly, greatly appreciative of it. And anytime we talk Framber, it's this, that. He's the worst. Can't trust him. He's no good. And I always try to tell you guys, like, you gotta like keep a level head with him. Now, I know that he's not a player that keeps a level head. I get that. His undoing tonight for losing the no-hitter was those 2 walks, obviously. That got him to Corey Seager, who's just been – Corey Seager's been the hottest hitter on the planet. I think that might be 5 games in a row that he's homered in, something like that. He's been unbelievable. So that was Framber's undoing tonight. And can I take a quick second, not saying that this cost Framber the no-hitter tonight, can we take a quick second real quick to point out that they are 2 games into this series These are two of the absolute worst strike zones I've ever seen. What are we doing behind the plate? What are we what are we looking at half the time? We've got evidence of this thing, and it's just like we know if it's a ball or a strike. Multiple occasions tonight, calls missed. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable how bad it was again. Maybe not as bad as the first game of this series on Monday night, but it was just terrible. Back to Framber. Framber's a guy that gets people all up in their feels. I get it. Because you see nights like tonight where he's brilliant, where he is a guy that can carry a staff every fifth day. He can go out there and give you 7+ innings, and he can throw a no-hitter like it's nothing because his stuff is that wicked. And that's the frustrating part with him. It's like if you could take all of his talent and put him into the body of somebody who wasn't a head case and also took his life off the field seriously, because I can tell you this, Framber does not take his life very seriously off the field. I've said it before. All you have to do is go hang out around downtown, in the bar scene around Minute Maid Park after games. You're going to see him at some point. You're going to see him. But he's so dang talented, and he's got such great stuff. And when it goes, man, and it's on, it's untouchable. And it was another one of those nights tonight where it was just flat out untouchable. And for a team that's reeling, like they're reeling, because they are reeling at the moment, they've played really bad baseball overall since the All-Star break. Maybe this is the kind of moment that gives them you really wanted the no-hitter to happen because you really wanted it to happen because you thought maybe this is the juice that this team needs. This is the juice that they're going to get. Like the re-inject life back into the ball club. Between that and between the Jordan 2-run home run there, I mean, it just kind of felt like that was the perfect start. You still take it. You're still very happy with it. Maybe it's just, you go with the fact that, again, Jordan was Captain Clutch there with a big old massive home run to extend the lead to 4-0 at the time. And then you also go with the fact that Framber went out there for 8 2/3 brilliance. By the way, real quick update. Tigers threatening on the Mariners in the 5th inning. It is runners on the corners with nobody out. Javier Baez just got a hit. What are we living in? Go Tigers, go. So if something happens there, I'll let you know. But everything about Framber tonight was everything that they needed. And hopefully, that is the spark to this club that they've needed. What a tough thing for Yusei Kikuchi to have to follow. He's going to go tomorrow. We'll talk about him in a bit. But having to follow that tonight, and there's not a lot of guys that have thrown multiple no-hitters in Major League Baseball. We can just look it up right now as we do the show. I think one of them is Mike Fiers, unfortunately. I shouldn't say I think. I know one of Mike Fiers. Of course, Nolan Ryan's done it multiple times. Justin Verlander has done it 3 times. So Nolan Ryan threw 7, of course. Koufax threw 3. Verlander, Bob Feller, Cy Young, Larry Corcoran. I don't know, he played in the 1800s. He's thrown 3. And then you have Mike Fiers, Jake Arrieta, Max Scherzer, Tim Lincecum, Homer Bailey. Wow. And he did his a year apart as well, like Framber was about to do. Roy Halladay, of course, threw 2 in 1 year. One of them was in the postseason. One of them was a perfect game in that year for Philadelphia. He was a monster. Mark Burley, Randy Johnson, Hideo Nomo, Bob Forsch, Steve Busby, Bill Stoneman, Ken Holtzman, Don Wilson, Astro, Jim Maloney, Jim Bunning, Warren Spahn, Carl Arinsky. This list is now getting longer than I thought. Maybe I shouldn't have read them all. Virgil Trucks, Allie Reynolds, Johnny Vader Meir, Dutch Leonard, Addie Goss, Joss, Frank Smith, Christy Mathewson, Theodore Bernstein, Adonis Terry, Al Atkinson, Pud Galvin. If you came to the show tonight thinking that you were going to get a Pud Galvin mention, well, guess what? Your bingo card just hit. Pud Galvin apparently played in 1884. He threw one of them August 20th of 1880, the other one August 4th of 1884 for Buffalo. Assuming that's the Braves. I don't know. Congrats to Pud. But I mean, look, you think about the history of baseball. You know, oh wow, I just pulled up Pud Galvin. I just Googled Pud Galvin. Baseball's first cheater, Pud Galvin used testicular fluid as PED. That's a story from the USA Today last year. All right. What is going on? This is because Framber didn't throw the no-hitter because it got taken away. Oh, Pud Galvin's got 365 wins. Congratulations to him. Yeah. He won 37 games. Oh, my God. Okay, we're going off on a tangent. I'm sorry. It's the Buffalo Bison, by the way. In one season, he started 76 games through 75 or started 75 games through 72 complete hitters, through 656 in the third innings, went 46 and 29 with a 2.72 ERA. No wonder he had to use steroids, the 1800 version of steroids, using testicular fluid. They ran his ass into the ground. I mean, for every year of his career, basically. Poor Pud. I hope he got paid well. I bet he didn't. Framber could have joined Pud tonight. Hopefully Framber's not doing the Pud thing. Going through and taking what was it again? Testicular fluid as a PED. I don't think Framber's doing that. He's just out there throwing fastballs really, really fast and breaking them off. And it just would have been nice if he was able to pull it off tonight. You know, I got to say this. I think Pud is now my favorite player of all time. Now that I've gone through this list, Pud Galvin. Shout out Pud Galvin. The things you learn on this show. You're welcome, America. Stick right there. We're not going anywhere. We got more to talk about. Let's talk about the offense tonight. Let's talk about Jordan. Let's also talk about the fact that they're, still ice cold. We'll do that next from the Locked On Astros Postcast. Get supplies from the site that's made for the skilled trades, SupplyHouse.com. SupplyHouse.com is the reliable way to ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Get expert support and industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business and talk to a real person every time. Pros in the skilled trades can get a competitive edge by joining SupplyHouse.com's free Trade Master program. Trade Master gets access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from the free membership at SupplyHouse.com/TM and order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at SupplyHouse.com. Thanks for stopping by tonight on the Locked On Astros Postcast after the Astros pull off a 4-2 win over the Texas Rangers. So that is nice to do it. And tonight's bat report for the Astros is still not bueno. By the way, real quick update on Mariners and Tigers. It's now 3-0 Detroit, top 5 there in Seattle. Detroit still got a couple of ducks on the pond with one out in the inning. They've got the middle of the order up now. So looking like, and they're doing this against Luis Castillo tonight too. So that's a good thing. AJ Hinch coming through in the clutch for the Houston Astros. Gotta love it. Absolutely gotta love it so far. Hold on, boys. Keep doing your thing. The Astros can be a half game back with the with the win tonight, even though it'll be technically a game and a half, because Seattle holds the tiebreaker over the Astros in the regular season. The bats, though, still not a lot to write home about. Some guys hit the baseball hard tonight. Bregman hit the ball hard tonight. After hitting a home run tonight, Bregman had a couple of hits, hit the baseball hard. That was an encouraging thing. You love to see that for him. Altuve had a couple more hits, including that bunt hit for Altuve late was great. Obviously, we talked about the Jordan swing. It was magnificent to see him go and do that. You did scatter 11 hits throughout this baseball game overall, but there just wasn't anything that was dangerous about it. I mean, only two of those hits went for extra bases tonight. Bregman's double, which was in the first inning, and then Jordan's home run in the ninth inning. Between that, you scattered 9 singles. Not complaining that you get hits. I'll never complain that you rack out 11 hits, but you got to have something other than singles. Jake Myers tonight drove in a couple of singles. Other than that, not a lot to write home about. We didn't even mention yet, and Framber kind of took this thing over. Obviously earlier today, the Astros called up Zach DeZenzo from the Sugarland Space Cowboys, 12th round pick back in 2022 out of Ohio State. Was a middle infielder when the Astros drafted him, moved him over to third base. He's going to play, it sounds like, third. I mean, I doubt he's playing third base. Maybe give Bregman a day off, but he's going to play some first base, DH, or whatever. He makes his big league debut tonight, 0-4, which is crazy because he actually got his big league debut tonight against a pitcher that he's familiar with. Molly for the Rangers actually was making a rehab start for the Round Rock Express last week, and he faced him and had a double against him in that game. But did not matter. 0 for tonight for him. And that's just kind of the state. And I tweeted that out, earlier this morning. And it's nothing against him. I hope that he's ready. I don't know that he's ready. I never know anybody's ready, but he's played a few games above AA. And they're calling him up already. It just speaks to where the baseball team is at. They are very, 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 desperate when it comes to trying to get, some sort of offense going. It's been that atrocious for this team. We're watching it every night. You guys are watching it. We're talking about it. They've come out of the break. We ran through the numbers last night for all these guys, and it's been abysmal. Now they're probably racking up a few extra points when it comes to the batting average, of course, the amount of, again, singles that they had. Some guys knocked their batting average up a little bit, which, batting average isn't everything, but it always is nice when you look at a better number like Altuve now at 303. Bregman's at an even 250, which you don't love, but it's better than below 250. Jordan's at an even 300. Yainer Diaz at 296 with a couple more hits tonight. Jeremy Pena did not have any hits tonight. Singleton had a hit. He's at 232. Oh, boy. Jake Myers goes back above 230 at 234. Chas McCormick still stinks. I'm genuinely shocked at how hard Chas McCormick fell off this year after last year's break. I mean, he's pretty consistent his first couple of years. Last year was a nice breakout for him. And I didn't think he was going to be that guy necessarily every single year, but it's just, I mean, he doesn't exist anymore. I don't know how you even play him anymore. So that's a problem for Joe Espada to have to deal with, of course. But the Astros' offensive issues still exist. There is no denying that. It is going to take a minute to get guys swinging the bat again. But it needs to happen sooner rather than later, that we all know. You can't afford to keep going through this stretch of games in August where they're playing a lot of very difficult teams. And, it's going to just get more difficult. And it's going to take more than 4 runs some nights to beat some of these difficult teams that you're going to be playing here over the next few weeks. So, maybe again, Jordan having that one big swing helps. That'd be great. I would very much hope that is a real possibility for this baseball team. That, again, I talked about that word, the juice. That one swing maybe being the juice for this team getting something together. Because they have just been so bad overall in recent games. And again, tonight, Nothing to write home about. 3 of 11 for score, 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position. And then they left 10 men on base in the game. Wild. Absolutely wild that they did that tonight. Let's talk about tomorrow's baseball game and how important it is to finish off this series with a victory. We'll do that next on the Locked On Astros Postcast. Right now, I need to tell you about FanDuel. Look, sports might not have been, doing their thing over this last month or so, to where you, as a fan, don't get to enjoy them like you typically do. But guess what? Football's coming back. That's right. Full slate of games in the preseason this weekend. College football will be here before you know it. Of course, you got Major League Baseball going on as well. And before you even know that, basketball will be back before you know it, too, because, well, the Rockets are right around the corner as well. We all love the sports. We want them to sport as much as they possibly can, and FanDuel is the place to make that happen. And this summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone, every day, all summer long. Head over to FanDuel.com. Start making the most of your summer. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Locked On Astros Postcast rolls on for a few more minutes here live on the Locked On Sports Houston page. Thank you for joining us. Again, if you're new to the show tonight, come on back. Don't be afraid. We don't bite, and the cost of it is always free. Who doesn't love free? When it comes to you guys being the best and getting our subscriber count up, which I greatly appreciate it. We're at, look at that. We're creeping close to 1550. What do you know? Let's make it happen. Smash the subscribe button. Hit that. Or is it? Smash the like button. Hit the subscribe button. It's YouTube. I don't know why I do that. I do that with my nephews for some reason because they watch those Dude Perfect videos all the time. I just like to make fun of all these people that do it. But I do appreciate when you hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel continue to grow. It helps Locked On. It helps me. And yeah, I do appreciate it. The Astros of the win tonight. The Mariners, we do this show at this moment, are in I just clicked off the page. Oh, the Mariners have just scored? Yes. It is 3-1 Detroit in the bottom of the fifth. Somebody must have just hit a home run for Luke Raley just hit a home run for the Mariners a couple of minutes ago as we do this show. We'll see if the Astros can be a half game back in the American League West. But again, for the sake of tiebreakers, it is a 1.5 game lead for the Mariners because they own the tiebreaker over the Astros this season. This series tomorrow is going to wrap up a 1:35 first pitch. So a little bit of day action for the day off on Thursday. Yusei Kikuchi, start number 2 as a Houston Astro. The Rangers still don't have anybody listed on here as their starter. Kikuchi was brilliant, of course, in his first start, except for the first 2 batters he faced, where he gave up a hit and then gave up a home run. That's how he started his Astros career, but then he just went, okay, let me settle down for this. I'm interested to see what the repertoire looks like tomorrow. Does he use that changeup as much as he did in his first start? I think it'd be a mistake not to, based off the way that he had success with it the other day. The Astros have got that pitch working for a lot of guys this season. That changeup has become a true weapon across the staff. And if you can get anything out of him like you did last start, then you're talking 2 days in a row where you're starting pitching basically as brilliant as he gets. And when that happens, you're going to have a chance to win the game again. And it's important. It is important. We've talked about that. It is still important, even if the Rangers don't look like a team that's going to get their health situation right and play enough consistent baseball to get back into the mix of it completely. Winning the season series over them does matter. Having tiebreakers over these teams absolutely matters. Ask the Astros right now. If it came down to the final game of the season and the Astros and the Mariners were tied, Seattle would be the team in the postseason. And the Astros would be packing their bags for the first time since 2016 and going home and watching the couch. I'm going to go ahead and guess they wouldn't watch it. Like, I won't watch it. too painful. I don't know if you guys are like that. The Astros get bounced whenever it is. I'm never able to go and watch them. Watch any of the other teams in the postseason. Just can't do it. And I don't want to live in that world where the Astros don't make the postseason this year. Still a lot of work to get there. And one of the guys that now you look upon, now I can't sit here and say that I'm going to put all the expectation in the world on him to be the top of the rotation type of guy just yet. The Astros have those guys. They have Framber still. They've got Renell Blanco who's pitched like he has. They have Hunter Brown, who's been brilliant. Yusei Kikuchi has always had the stuff to pitch at the top of a rotation. The question will be is can the Astros get the most out of him that anybody's ever gotten out of him? So far, so good. Hopefully, tomorrow, the trend will continue for a second straight game. And you keep bottling that up, and before you know it, he's, 7-8 starts in with the Astros and just absolutely rolling. It looks like a different guy than Seattle saw from him and Toronto saw. So again, we will be here after the show, after the game tomorrow at 1:35 first pitch. So, probably in that 4:30-ish range based off of normal times for baseball games when we'll get going tomorrow. But make sure that you're there. Don't forget about it. The video or the link for it will be up early in the morning. Save it. Do whatever you need to do. Notify yourself. And then be here after Astros and Rangers. You guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. I'll talk to you all tomorrow afternoon right here on the Locked On Astros Postcast.